हाय एवरीबॉडी, आई एम जैनिस और आप सबका स्वागत है हमारे फैमिली लाइफ पर। आज हमारे साथ हैं साइकोलॉजिस्ट और माइंड बॉडी एक्सपर्ट आशिमा शुक्ला जी। वेलकम मैम।
हेलो।
आज का टॉपिक है ऑन पॉपुलर डिमांड एग्जाम स्ट्रेस। एग्जाम्स का टाइम है, बोर्ड्स का टाइम है, तो स्ट्रेस जो है वो बहुत बढ़ चुका है स्टूडेंट्स में और उनके पेरेंट्स में। तो इसलिए हमने आज का टॉपिक जो चूज किया है वो एग्जाम स्ट्रेस है। तो हम स्टार्ट करते हैं। बेसिकली जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन मेरे दिमाग में आता है, स्ट्रेस जो होता है उसको हम अच्छा और बुरा दोनों कहते हैं। तो आप एग्जाम स्ट्रेस को क्या बोलना चाहोगे? इज इट गुड और इज इट बैड?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू से दैट स्ट्रेस जब हम वर्ड यूज करते हैं वो हमारे ऊपर डिपेंड करता है इंडिविजुअली कि हम उसको नेगेटिवली लें या पॉजिटिवली लें, क्योंकि उसका असर फिर हमारी बॉडी में दिखना शुरू होता है। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एग्जाम्स इज जस्ट has to be taken like a routine thing, a kind of a test, particularly when we talk about exams, school exams or even college exams. So it's something, it's like a challenge, it's like a demand that you have to live up to. अब अगर आप उसको नेगेटिवली देखेंगे तो आपकी जो सारी प्रिपरेशन है और या आपकी जिस तरह से आपने एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर किया और हाउ यू विल टेक द चैलेंज, दैट गेट्स अफेक्टेड. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी डोंट हैव दीज गुड एंड बैड, बिकॉज talking about stress itself, stress, if it's sustained and it becomes chronic, it's very harmful for the for our body and mind, because it leads to all kind of lifestyle diseases. But certain amount of stress is good because it enhances our performance. क्योंकि जो physiological changes हमारी body में होते हैं, अगर हम stress word बोलें, बहुत easy तरीका होता है जब कोई बोलते हैं हम stress में, तो उनकी palpitation बढ़ जाती है, हार्ट रेट बढ़ता है, ब्रीदिंग बड़ी फास्ट हो जाती है, they can even have sweaty palms. So there are many symptoms which that they encounter. But what is important is that we do a certain amount of stress is good for performance. It enhances the performance.
तो पेरेंट्स का जो अप्रोच है बच्चों के एग्जाम पर वो क्या होना चाहिए? व्हाट इज द राइट अप्रोच फॉर पेरेंट्स towards to help their children during exams?
That's a good question. I think they have a very important role to play. एक अमेरिकन साइकोलॉजिकल एसोसिएशन की स्टडी हुई थी 2013 में. उसमें पता चला था कि जो बच्चे परसीव करते हैं कि स्ट्रेस हमारे पेरेंट्स कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज दे आर लाइक रोल मॉडल्स. अगर पेरेंट्स स्ट्रेस्ड रहेंगे वो उसका डायरेक्ट इफेक्ट बच्चों पर आता है, बिकॉज दे जस्ट वाचिंग यू ऑल द टाइम. सो उस स्टडी में उन्होंने देखा कि 8% of the children who said that they are stressed were children who were actually, the parents were stressed and they perceived them as stressed. कैसे? जो argumentative या complaining ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं parents, या they are yelling at their kids, डांट रहे हैं ज़्यादा, तो उससे पता चलता है that parents themselves are so stressed. And stress के बहुत कारण होते हैं. It's just that you are not being able to live up to your demands, you're not taking enough rest, you're not taking care of yourself, and that shows in how you behave, how you think, how you feel. So it shows in everything.
Okay, so जैसे एग्जाम के टाइम पर बच्चे हमारे स्ट्रेस हैं, तो उस टाइम पर बच्चों को काम डाउन करने के लिए पेरेंट्स को क्या करना चाहिए?
देखिए, सबसे पहले अगर एग्जाम्स की बात कर रहे हैं और हम अगर टीनेजर्स की बात कर रहे हैं, तो सबसे पहले है कि अपने को रिलैक्स रखें. Parents need to be absolutely relaxed. They have to be there for their children. बच्चों को सुने और उसको वैलिडेट करें उनकी फीलिंग्स. ये नहीं कि अगर बच्चा बोल रहा है कि मैं स्ट्रेस्ड हूँ या आई एम गोइंग टू फेल, आई एम स्कैर्ड, या वो डर रहा है किसी पेपर से, तो उसमें ये ना करें कि कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात. That is not acknowledging their feelings at all. So it's important to first validate the feeling that okay, you are feeling nervous or you're a little scared of the exams. So when they talk, जितना बात करेंगे उतना बच्चा खुल के डिस्कस करेगा और पेरेंट्स भी देख पाएंगे कि कौन सी चीज है जो बच्चे को परेशान कर रहे हैं. So to de-stress, first of all, to prepare children, it's important that they themselves are relaxed. And they have to understand, which is very important, that performance does not define success. So that pressure, most of the times parents transfer to the children, that you have to get so much marks, you have to do well in your exams because you go to take admissions. Yeah, compare karte hain. That is another thing that should never be done. Never compare your child with others. Never give them the pressure that they have to perform. These are little things which they unknowingly transfer the stress. So that's one thing, keeping yourself. And as far as parents are concerned, अपना stress लो रखने के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप अपनी lifestyle में changes लाएं. You accept that there will be certain phases where things will be very, demanding. So you have to take care of yourself. So whether it's exercising, whether it's eating good food, nutritious food, or just doing some yoga and meditation to calm the nerves, or just going for simple walks, that also de-stresses. And so that is important. Second is when we talk about children, they can start much in advance. बच्चों को अगर आपको चाहिए कि वो स्ट्रेस ना लें एग्जाम्स का, तो उसके लिए सबसे पहले है कि उनकी प्रिपरेशन बड़े आराम से, इत्मीनान से और इन्वॉल्व होकर हुए. तो उसके लिए व्हाट पेरेंट्स कैन डू इज दे कैन चेकिंग कि बच्चों को किसी स्टेज में या किसी सब्जेक्ट में हर्डल्स तो नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है अंडरस्टैंडिंग में. सो दे कैन गाइड देम to encourage them to take help from teachers, and even parents can help them with their, teaching them to clarify all the doubts. So if a child has doubts and if the child is not sure, that's the time when they start taking stress, because there's a sense of fear. There's a sense of, there's a pressure that I can't perform, I don't know this. So clarifying all the doubts, asking questions, systematically study करें, एक अच्छा plan बनाएं, study plan, a very realistic plan. That's another place where everybody goes wrong. बहुत idealist, ऐसा plan बना लेते हैं कि सब कुछ बिल्कुल time वो नहीं हो सकता. Has to be practical, has to be realistic plan, keeping in mind a child's capability. कुछ बच्चे होते हैं वो सुबह ज्यादा अच्छा पढ़ते हैं, कुछ रात को लेट पढ़ सकते हैं. So you have to get involved to find out what is the child's best time to study, right? And also make sure that burden तो नहीं है बच्चा. Are they regular with their school work? Are they coping with all the concepts, everything? So that's when they have to start doing this, and to be also regular. Second is that create a place, study place which is non-cluttered, and not with piles and piles of books on the table, and the child gets totally intimidated. Oh, itna padhna hai abhi. So you have to clear the table, make an environment where the child is able to study in a relaxed fashion. That is important. And third is that the child needs to sleep for at least 8 hours. That will not only improve the memory, but also boost the energy to, and give rest to the mind and the body to again get a lot of fresh energy. So these are few things. And being parents, I think most important is to take care of the diet. If you're taking sugary food, if you're taking fried stuff, which is oily, so that will make them a little sluggish, that will make them a little lazy, and the mind and the body gets a little dull. So they need to have a lot of water, they need to have a lot of fruits, fresh vegetables and salads, besides the regular nutritious food that they can have, like nuts and milk and eggs. So all these things are very important. And also make sure that they play. They also take out time for relaxation. Usually parents usko bolte hain, it's waste of time.
During exams.
During exams, mat khelo, because it's like waste of time. You can actually revise certain concepts right now. I think that's a wrong concept. You need those breaks. Those breaks are very essential to boost your memory as well as boost your energy to perform. Because if you've studied for certain hours, you need to take short breaks in between. So when they take breaks, the mind gets rejuvenated and you're able to perform better and definitely clear all fears and doubts. So they need to be, talking to their children to get involved in their day-to-day activity and not pass on any or don't pressurize them to perform. Little bit of encouragement is very important, but not pressurizing by comparing or just telling them that you have to get so much.
Study.
Yeah.
Study.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have here few questions now. Okay, so there's this person asking, "Hi, I fear my child will fail." Parents का सबसे बड़ा जो होती है problem exam के time पे वो यही होता है.
So yeah, if the fear is that the child will fail, I'm sure there has to be, this question comes. There has to be a background. Why would a parent feel that the child would fail? If the child is not studying, if the child is distracted, concentration level is low, or the child is not prepared well, these are the things that they need to put in their mind into and address those issues. And just generally carrying a fear that the child is going to fail, they would transfer that fear to the child, and child will never develop self-confidence. So that will not help the child. So it's very important to be encouraging the child, even if they get less marks. Marks do not define children or their performance in life, or the intelligence, definitely. So it is, right methodology, rest, and also doing, studying in a certain manner. And that's definitely, studying systematically, self-discipline. And cutting out all distractions that involves time you spend on social media. So I will be telling you, how one can actually make a list of if they are distracted. What are the things that are distracting you? So you make a list, and what are the times you really, really perform well? Because everybody has these phases of certain subjects or certain, papers where they do very well, and there's some papers when they're not being able to study. So all these things they need to get involved and also look at it and then help the child.
How can I prepare for my exams?
Now this child is a child or studying in school or college.
Mantra.
How to prepare? Well, I think one has to be very, very positive to the fact that exams are just, these are very healthy challenges in life. It's just testing how much you've learned. It's not putting a label on you about your intelligence, about how great you are or how successful you are going to be in life. So this is just an exam, and you just don't make it bigger than that. And to prepare, I think, again, like I said earlier, you have to start much ahead, get all your concepts right, get your study material with you, check that if there are certain concepts that you really don't know. So it's okay not to know a lot of things. So a lot of children take the pressure that they're shy to ask questions or to clear doubts. Never do that. And even if you have to ask 2-3 times, do ask, do clear the concepts. Once you would know, then there'll be no fear. The fear is always, the unknown. When you don't know certain things, you're always very insecure inside.
They feel, students especially, they feel कुछ नहीं आता तो लोग क्या बोलेंगे? हाँ तुम्हें नहीं आता. आसपास के बच्चे, like हमारे classmates वगैरह बहुत मजाक उड़ाते हैं. I've seen जब मैं स्टूडेंट थी स्कूल में थी, तो एग्जाम टाइम पर सब रिवीजन करते थे, और अगर किसी बच्चे ने पूछ लिया कि यार ये नहीं आता, तो सब ऐसे होते थे, हाँ तुम्हें ये नहीं आता. तो उस डर से कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे, बच्चे पूछते नहीं. आई थिंक वो चीज है जो बच्चों में नहीं होनी चाहिए, है ना. और आई थिंक पेरेंट्स को समझाना चाहिए, इट्स ओके टू नॉट नो थिंग्स.
Exactly. It's okay you're not supposed to know everything. Yeah. And if you don't know, the simplest thing is just take help. Ask your teacher. They'll be happy to help you. And if the parents are helping, I think they're always there to support children. And otherwise also, I think these days there are so many places from where on the net where one can really, and the right sources, that's also very important. Right sources where you can download a lot of information, clear your doubts, and that will save you from all the fears and apprehensions when you approach exams. And once you're prepared well, I think all your fear and apprehensions vanish. Doubts go away.
Next we have one of my child going through superiority complex. Please advise.
Superiority complex.
Okay.
Well, these questions, these are again labels: superiority complex, inferiority complex. It needs bigger and more defined, talking as to why would she come to this conclusion कि क्यों है superiority complex, if there are certain symptoms, are there any behavioral changes that she has seen, and for such it's always very very positive to take help from counselors, counseling psychologists. It's a very healthy concept. I think in India it's very important to understand that going to a psychologist, going to a counselor is actually just like taking help from any coach. You know, sports mein bhi lete hain. If you want to train your brain for better performance or just align certain behavioral issues, one should always be open to the idea of going to psychologist or a counselor and take help, and they'll be able to guide you. And talking helps. So once you start talking, a lot of your inner fears and doubts and insecurity comes out, and maybe the child is having certain issues in school or at home with somebody. So once you start talking and they start sharing, a lot of these issues then get resolved.
ठीक है. और इसमें ये भी है कि बच्चे जो है कुछ जो थोड़े नॉटी होते हैं क्या पढ़ाई से बहुत दूर भागते हैं. अगर तुम्हारे बच्चा सीधा साधा है, पढ़ाकू है, तो कोई टेंशन नहीं है, वो अपना पढ़ लेंगे. और अगर वो हुए शरारती टाइप जिसका ज्यादा दिमाग ज्यादा ध्यान खेलने की तरफ है, तो वो तो पढ़ने से बहुत दूर भागते हैं. कुछ बहाने कुछ तो कुछ. तो उनको कैसे टैकल करना चाहिए? ऐसी क्या चीज है जिसकी वजह से हम उनको पढ़ा भी सकें और हैंडल भी कर सकें?
देखिए, जब हम स्कूल में होते हैं एक करिकुलम है and we have to pass certain exams to go to the next grade. That's a huge motivation, I think, for all of them to stay with the same group of friends and keep moving. But जो बच्चे अगर आप बोलो शरारती हैं, पढ़ाई नहीं करना चाहते, उनके अंदर हर बच्चे के अंदर खासियत है. Every child has, they have these gifts. Some of them are good in sports, some of them are good in art, music, dance, and everything is fantastic. So first of all, we have to really, really erase this from our mind that only children who study are intelligent. Only children who do very well or secure good marks, they are the best kids. No. We have to really understand what the child is. No better person than mother, father at home, and of course the teacher. Teachers, they will encourage the child that, okay, if you're good in sports, that is one part where you'll shine, because that's your natural flair. जहाँ तक पढ़ाई की बात है, अगर बच्चा ज़्यादा स्पोर्ट्स में कर रहा है और कोप करने में उसको तकलीफ हो रही है, so parents help कर सकते हैं कि उनको, they make a nice timetable for them where they give certain hours to their study, because if the child is into sports, they will be also getting physically tired, mentally tired. So they need to eat well, they need to sleep well, and then also go back to studies where the studies are interesting. Obviously, there are times that maybe they're struggling with certain subjects. They don't like it. So it's okay, but one has to just create interest in that. Okay, what are the things that you are not liking? What are the things that you find difficult? So the more these things are cleared, जितना क्लियर करेंगे उनके डाउट्स, उतना बच्चा अपने आप मोटिवेटेड हो. So the best thing is self motivation. So the more the child is motivated, it cannot be that they hate studies. हर बच्चे को कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा लगता है. So it's a vast subject. Even in maths, there will be some concepts that they love. They'll in literature, history. So guide them towards what they love, and also support them and help them cope with concepts, certain study material which they find difficult to cope with. और कई बार अगर बच्चों में issues हैं जहाँ पे उनको एक जगह बैठ के पढ़ने में problem हो रही है, again take help. There are children who cannot sit in one place and study. Any issues which can come, psychological issues or even studying, or they should always consult if it's gone beyond a limit. But normally बच्चे अगर शरारती हैं उसमें कोई गलत बात नहीं है. They can just
अगर कोई बच्चा पढ़ाई से भाग रहा है या कोई सब्जेक्ट से भाग रहा है, उसके रीजन ये भी हो सकता है कि क्या पता उनको समझ ना आता हो या उसमें डिफिकल्टी है. एग्जैक्टली. तो वही कॉन्सेप्ट्स उनके सबसे पहले देखिए, जब भी कोई चीज सिर्फ एग्जाम्स नहीं, जब हमें कोई चीज समझ नहीं आती
तो हमारे इंटरेस्ट भी, अगर आप कुछ सुन भी रहे हैं और इफ यू मिस समथिंग योर इंटरेस्ट विल फॉल. स्टडीज में हो सकता है बच्चा ने कुछ लेसन्स मिस कर दिए, हो सकता है वो मिस सर्टेन लेक्चर्स. इट कुड बी through various things. Like I remember there was a child who was not faring well in the class, doing well, otherwise उसका interest कम हो गया, homework incomplete हो रहा है, class में डांट खा रहे हैं, पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहा, बाद में पता चला उसकी eyesight ही weak थी. So he was having difficulty copying things from the blackboard. So when he was not doing it and getting all wrong, his own interest was coming down. So when it was addressed, the child was fine, and they discovered that the child's eyesight was weak. So important thing is that पहले आप बच्चे से बात करें. It's your child. Sit down, listen to them. What is the problem? Understand, support them, encourage them. This is very important. And then again, don't compare them. It's very wrong to compare that. Look at that child. वो भी खेलता है, वो तो अच्छे पढ़ाई कर रहा है, वो तो अच्छे मार्क्स लाए, आप क्यों नहीं ला सकते? ये ना करें. उस बच्चे की नीड स्पेसिफिक, उस बच्चे की क्या नीड्स हैं, उस बच्चे की क्या प्रॉब्लम्स है, उसको एड्रेस करें, उसको समझें, and then you can help the child.
How does exercise help you mentally, especially during exam time?
Oh, it's very important. Exercise is so important, and I would always recommend that, and I do recommend that during exams and other time, one should go and spend at least 15-20 minutes. That's the minimum if you're having your boards and all. Otherwise, one can spend at least an hour playing. Exercise not only improves your memory, you release endorphins, which are pulls up your moods and boosts your concentration levels, memory, and refreshes your mind and body also. So it is very important. You sleep well, and again, like I was saying, 8 hours of sleep is very important for a child to get their concentration and memory back, because they have to perform. So exercise, fully recommended, very important. It will open up their appetite, they'll sleep well, their memory will improve, and it also refreshes them. It gives them a good break.
Exercise or going out to play.
Either one can play or just run. Physical activity, any physical activity. It could be even jogging, running, playing a game, doing yoga, or just any sport that they are interested in. So it's important.
एग्जाम टाइम में टीवी या खेलना एकदम बंद कर देना ठीक है या थोड़ा बहुत ओके है?
थोड़ा बहुत ओके है.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं, बिल्कुल बंद करना is not
because I think that will also continuation में क्या होता है, concentration एक limited span के लिए होती है. उसके बाद आप burden कर रहे हो because you're just sitting. So it's also bad for your health, overall health, if you're just sitting at one. Normally children study for 4 hours, 5 hours बैठे. So they need to take breaks, say 15 minutes break. I can understand sometimes you are really short of time. You're revising, you have exam, but do get up for say 10-15 minutes, do stretching exercises, walk, and you can watch something that's something humorous, something that's your favorite. But
something to calm you down.
Calm you down, yeah. Also, so one can really do some breathing exercises and do some stretches, do some yoga, walk, run, do some jogging. This will, help you get back to your studies refreshed and definitely
help you learn, understand.
Absolutely, and retain whatever you're studying.
You can study in the morning or at night?
Well, this is a very, very, you have to observe and see what are the timings that is best for you. There are no hard and fast rules that raat ki padhai achhi hoti hai. Of course, I would suggest not to stay up too late at night because that again deprives you of good 8 hours of sleep. But you have to check for yourself that when is your peak time to comprehend and remember. So there are some children, some people who are morning persons. They get up in the morning, early morning. Unki retention bahut achhi hoti hai, so that memory, whatever they learn, whatever they're trying to learn, they are able to retain it. It's faster. There are some who are good in the evening. So I think what they can do is to observe for some days that, and then find out themselves that okay, morning में पढ़ने से better होता है और उसको बढ़ाएं.
तो आई थिंक जो उनको सूट करता है वो बेस्ट है.
वही हाँ.
और इससे आई रिमेम्बर व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू स्टडी, तो मैं एक नाइट आउट थी. आई यूज्ड टू स्टडी एट नाइट. तो हम उस टाइम पे कॉफी इंटेक बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है. एंड देन देयर आर चिल्ड्रन जो शुगरी चीज ज्यादा खाने लगते हैं, स्वीट. तो उससे बच्चों पर क्या इफेक्ट पड़ सकता है बैड?
ये शुगरी खा रहे हैं या आप कैफीन ज्यादा ले रहे हैं, इट्स नॉट गुड फॉर योर हेल्थ. डेफिनेटली यू माइट फील इट हेल्प्स टू स्टे अवेक. जगने के लिए लोग लेते हैं, but it is not good for your system. अगर आप caffeine more than 3 to 4 cups of caffeine ले रहे हैं, like coffee or cola, a lot of children take cola, which is not good. There's a lot of sugar, it's loaded with sugar. It's not good for even for your memory, and it'll make you a little dull and sluggish. So instead, take a lot of water. Take plenty of water. You can take coconut water. You can take fresh lime, which is good, and have fruits. So that will give you, that fresh fruit will give you all the nutrients that's required, and also curb caffeine in any way. 1 cup is still okay, but avoid.
I become nervous before exams, and most of the time I feel nauseated before exams. What do I do?
If they get nervous, again, one has to just sit down and do deep breathing that time. Nausea is also part of the stress, with a lot of symptoms that come with, if you're really, really stressed. So if their symptoms are like you're getting very nervous and there's sweat in your palms, and you got tummy ache, or you got, these, your neck and shoulders are stiff. These are signs that you're really, really stressed that time. So to de-stress, the simplest way is to just sit down and do abdominal breathing. Because when we are stressed, we do shallow breathing. And when we are relaxed, we do deep breathing. So just sit down, take out some, say 2 minutes, sit down in one place, quietly start breathing, deep, slow breathing. And once you're done 2-3 times, you will feel better. And you can check for yourself, how's your pulse then. If it's still pounding, do it. You can do it again. And also, you have to do little affirmations or self, you have to tell yourself that. And remember, when did you perform well? Sometimes, we have self-doubt. तो बहुत से बच्चे होते हैं जो अच्छा prepare करते हैं. They're well prepared, yet they have these symptoms because they put a lot of pressure on themselves of performance, pressure. So when they're doing that, they are self-doubting that if they've left one thing syllabus में, they're more worried about that कि वो मैंने छोड़ा है, अगर वो आ गया तो I will fail. Yeah. So
syllabus में से एक भी चीज छूट जाती है, वही है. और उसकी टेंशन में जो आता था वो
भूल जाते हैं. तो इसीलिए अपने को समझाना है कि I studied and I studied well. And I know, overconfidence नहीं करना है, but reality check that I know, जो भी आएगा I will do it. जो नहीं आएगा it's okay, I will rethink, and I'm sure somewhere or something I can write. So never self-doubt yourself. But even still, I would say अगर कोई बच्चे को ऐसा symptoms ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं, again they need to address it. अपने आप करना है तो deep breathing करिए, अपने को बोलिए relax, and then quietly go back. Otherwise take help.
यूजुअली कई बार मैंने ये भी देखा है, नॉट यूजुअली, कई बार कि बच्चे कई बार ब्लैक आउट हो जाते हैं ड्यूरिंग राइटिंग एग्जाम्स. तो ये स्ट्रेस की वजह से होता है.
स्ट्रेस भी हो सकता है, लैक ऑफ स्लीप से भी हो सकता है, पुअर डाइट से भी हो सकता है, एंड डेफिनेटली मेनी अ टाइम्स चिल्ड्रन have a lot of stress, high stress levels. It could be because of that. So to prevent all this, that's why it's very important कि आप जो अपनी preparation करें exams की, या even during exams, make sure that you're sleeping well. At least, even if it's not 8 hours, at least sleep for 6 to 7 hours. Ideally, I would recommend 8 hours of good sleep, and that will really help. and you are hydrated. Have a lot of water. And उसकी जगह बच्चे क्या करते हैं, चाय कॉफी बढ़ा देते हैं, and that is not good. Have a lot of small meals and fresh fruits, so that will help instead of big meals, 3 meals, and you will feel sleepy and lazy feeling होती है, पढ़ नहीं पाते. तो ये कुछ चीजें, और एक्सरसाइज और कुछ रिलैक्सेशन. So relaxation के लिए हर एक का अलग होता है. So maybe if you want to go and play, you want to do some meditation, you want to do yoga, or maybe some of your hobby. So you could just indulge in that for half an hour, 15 minutes. वो करें तो आप एकदम fresh feel करेंगे, energized feel करेंगे, and that will affect your performance and probably also help you not prepare well for your exams. So again, I'm repeating the same thing. It's like you make a proper study plan, follow it, cut out all the distractions. So this, whatever distractions you have, remove it. Take ample breaks in between studies. Talk to people. Just पूरा totally cut off नहीं कर देना चाहिए.
Have some confidence on it.
Yeah, definitely. That I was coming to that. It's very important to have, what are you telling yourself? That is so important. If we keep if you are telling yourself, I'm going to fail, well, you're just suggesting to yourself that you've studied, but you want to fail. So what are you telling yourself? So if you have to have that confidence that I've studied, I've prepared, prepared well, I've revised, and whatever will come, I will perform. So that will help you. So, so there are a lot of things that one can do continuously during the exams and also before exams to not get into a situation where there are blackouts or there's fear, there's palpitation and all these. Little bit of palpitation, little bit of uneasiness, or say little stress is good. It will help you perform. That helps you perform. It boosts the physiology changes. It's like it prepares you to perform. अगर वो नहीं होगा तो परफॉर्मेंस भी नहीं अच्छी होगी, तो उतना ठीक है. पर अगर ओवर हो रहा है और आप इतना हो रहा है कि आप परफॉर्म ही नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, दैट इज वेयर यू नीड हेल्प. यू नीड टू गो टू maybe see a doctor, maybe see a counselor, psychologist, and they'll give you a lot of these methods and techniques to cope with.
So ये last minute revision जो होती है, उसके लिए आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे? बच्चे last minute पर ये पढ़ना है, वो पढ़ना है, ये रह गया, वो रह गया करके, आई थिंक उससे वो ज्यादा स्ट्रेस हो जाते हैं, और जो आता है उस पर भी इनका इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. तो लास्ट मिनट रिवीजन एज लाइक कैसे, व्हाट इज द राइट टेक्निक?
See, the right technique begins with, let's give you that this is my study plan. कौन सा सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना है, उसको कितने आवर्स देने हैं, और फिर रिवीजन कब शुरू करनी है फाइनल एग्जाम से पहले. और जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स नहीं आते हैं, मैथ्स में कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं या किसी सब्जेक्ट में, उसको जाके सीखना है, दोबारा रिवाइज करना है. वंस यू डू दैट, एंड even if you're not able to follow your timetable 100%, it's okay. It's okay. Don't take that pressure. क्योंकि बच्चे वो प्रेशर भी ले लेते हैं. Yeah, I'm not following my timetable properly, and now everything is gone. So no, it's okay. You make certain changes, start following again. But last minute revision, as in when you say that, do you mean to say like before the examination, like outside the examination hall? That should be avoided. But last minute revision, as in you do need to revise it 2-3 times. That is important before exams. But learning a new concept can be avoided. Whatever you have studied, study well, do it well, and if you still have some time, you can browse, you can go through those things, but do not attempt to learn something new in the last minute. That should be avoided.
Moving forward, how important is counseling in dealing with exam stress? Counseling,
if there's a requirement, very, very important. If I think the parents are the best judge. Sometimes even children themselves, air their need to their parents, that I think I need to talk to somebody, because there could be a lot of distractions. बच्चों के जीवन में आजकल बहुत सारे distractions हैं, from social media to the things they want to do, the performance, the achievements, the extracurricular activities, and so many things, and sometimes emotional problems also. You know, so if you are having any of these things, it is a very, very positive idea to go to a counselor, talk to them, get your answers, and they will guide you as to what and how you should go about those things. And if you are unable to go to a counselor, please do talk to one of your parents, and they will understand. Parents again have, they give as much support they can to the children, particularly during exams. I see so many parents just taking leave and sitting with them and just being there for them. So do talk to them, and simultaneously I would say even to the parents, do look out for any of these symptoms or signs. Kya bacha, the crying too much, or they're losing their temper, are they getting too irritated? ये बड़े subtle symptoms हैं that child is going through a little bit of stress. That's the time to intervene and help them. And if they are able to help the child, and if required, they can go to the counseling, sessions and get answers, whatever, emotional, behavioral, or even any issue. A lot of issues that children go through, particularly teenagers. And it's okay to go through those issues, and you just need answers. So just find those answers and continue doing what you want to. Set goals, set good study plans, and a little bit of stress is good. So don't get scared of stress.
Okay. How to deal with exam stress? I think
we've covered a little bit of that. Yeah.
कितना स्ट्रेस अच्छा है और कितना इंडिकेटर है कि बच्चा टेंस और स्ट्रेस्ड है?
स्ट्रेस अच्छा है अगर थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस थोड़ी देर के लिए होता है परफॉर्मेंस के पहले, बिकॉज एक ही फ्लाइट फाइट रिस्पॉन्स होता है जिसमें हमारी पूरी फिजियोलॉजी चेंज होती है, हम गेयर अप होता है इंसान परफॉर्म करने के लिए. हिस्टोरिकली तो हमको ये जो एनकोडेड है हमारे सिस्टम में, जब कोई थ्रेट आता था तो इंसान तैयार होता था काम करना. फिजियोलॉजी बदलती है. बट अगर stress इतना है कि आप, for example, even before exams or anything, there's a little bit of stress. Suddenly you were handed over the paper and the heart beats faster, and after a while it settles down. Once you start writing, this is good because you need that rush, right? But if it continues and continues for long, and you find that the child is like I said, तरह तरह के सिम्टम्स हो रहे हैं, बिहेवियर में सिम्टम हो रहा है, फीलिंग्स या थॉट्स में फर्क आ रहा है, और कंसंट्रेशन लेवल गिर रही है बच्चे की, और गुस्सा बहुत ज्यादा आ रहा है, और फिजिकल सिम्टम्स हो रहे हैं, पेन्स, कभी पेट में दर्द, कभी सर में दर्द. दीज आर साइंस ऑफ स्ट्रेस डेफिनेटली. तो इसका मतलब स्ट्रेस थोड़ा बढ़ रहा है और सस्टेन भी है, बच्चा नहीं निकल रहा है स्ट्रेस से. उस वक्त आप बच्चे को हेल्प कर सकते हैं, and that is not good. So then you need to do things to de-stress. Simple methodologies, of course, relaxation techniques like breathing, yoga, meditation, walking, playing some sports. इससे शुरुआत कराइए. नहीं होता है तो प्लीज हेल्प लीजिए किसी एक्सपर्ट से, and they'll be able to cope up.
How to fight failure in exam? What is the role of parents?
Fight failure? Like I would say, failure is if you fail in anything, it should be viewed as a new beginning. So if you fail, try. It's not the end. It's you have to go back and see what are the reasons why you couldn't clear it, why you couldn't do it. Maybe you didn't study properly, maybe you didn't do you didn't have the right material to study, maybe you just didn't put in enough hours to study it, and or of course maybe you didn't know the concepts well. So you have to go back and reflect what are the reasons why you couldn't do well, and this is not the end. You could always do it again. For parents, I think what is important is a lot of parents label their children. Should never be done. Compare. So even if a child fails, you have to be very, very supportive. Don't blame the child. Don't call the child these names. You have to be supportive and make sure that बच्चे को की जो प्रॉब्लम है वो एड्रेस करें, ना कि आप उसको लेबल दे दें कि देखो तुम फेल होते रहते हो, उस बच्चे को कंपेयर भी ना करें और उन प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करें, कोशिश करें.
Not this time, next time.
Definitely. So the various ways of motivating the child, encouraging the child, helping the child, and also going deeper and looking into the real reason. A lot of times I find that your performance is determined by how you're feeling. If you're not feeling well, if there's an issue that's nagging you, if there's a problem that you've not been able to address, तो बच्चे उसका असर उनके परफॉर्मेंस में भी दिखता है. और सिर्फ एग्जाम पे नहीं, जिंदगी की किसी भी परफॉर्मेंस में. There are people who are dancing or who sing, there's theater, there is general performances that people set for exams and all for interest. So if there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of stress, and there's also emotional issues, then there's that chance that you're not being able to perform well. So don't take it to your heart. Don't label yourself also that this is who I am. You need to address the issue and start and bounce back again. It's also called resiliency, and it's very important. Ability to bounce back, and so that is very important, and that's what decides how well we do in our life. Not one test, not one exam.
I recently saw an online pharmacy portal selling exam stress drop. Do you think such medicines really help in reducing stress? I believe meditation works. Medication doesn't. What's your take on this? Okay, so this guy is asking about, he has saw some online pharmacy portal selling exam stress drop or maybe pill. तो ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि इसके बारे में आप क्या बोलना चाहोगे कि मेडिसिन्स जो लेना वो स्ट्रेस को रिड्यूस करने के लिए is the right idea?
No, see, never take any medicine, any medication without visiting a doctor or expert's advice. Never self-medicate, which is not a good idea. स्ट्रेस है तो पहले वो चीजें करें जो आप बिना दवाइयों के कर सकते. तो स्ट्रेस को हटाने के बहुत तरीके. सबसे पहले अपने थॉट्स को अलाइन करो. दैट आपके थॉट्स क्या है. Is there certain issue that's bothering you? Is there certain thing in your life that's bothering you? So there are a lot of departments in our life. So it could be something in school. There could be some issues in school. There could be peer pressure. There could be between friends, home, friends. So उन चीजों को पहले आइडेंटिफाई करिए, देखिए, उनको एड्रेस करें. एंड जो भी आपके जीवन में स्ट्रेस है, एंजाइटी है, उसको डील करने का बेस्ट तरीका होता है कि आप पहले नॉन मेडिसिनल चीजें करें. तो उसमें लाइक he himself is writing about meditation, which is very, very helpful. Meditation, chanting, yoga. So they'll really elicit a certain response, which is the opposite of stress. So that helps the body.
Okay, so again, how should a child deal with failure? How important is the role of parents?
Role of parents most important because they're role models. And so if the child fails, then you need to talk to the child, make him understand that this is not what defines you. सिर्फ एक failure आपका परिचय नहीं है. आप दोबारा कोशिश करिए, बेहतर preparations करें, और जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जिसकी वजह से आप नहीं कर पाए उसको एड्रेस करें.
सपोर्ट और जो मोटिवेशन होता है अगर पेरेंट का बच्चों की तरफ, तो बच्चे एक तो कुछ डाउट होता है या कुछ समझ नहीं आता तो वो ओपनली जाके पूछेंगे, ठीक है। और अगर नहीं भी हो पाया तो एक होता है ना मोटिवेट, जब कोई पेरेंट करता है बच्चों को तो उनको लगता है कि चलो अगर नहीं भी कर पाया तो मेरे पेरेंट्स मेरे साथ हैं। आई थिंक वो बहुत मैटर करता है,
क्योंकि वो जानना बच्चों के लिए पेरेंट्स आर विद मी एंड आई एम नॉट बीइंग जज्ड, तो नॉन जजमेंटल अप्रोच रखें।
क्योंकि अगर पेरेंट्स ही जज करने लगेंगे अगर वही, तो फिर बच्चों के लिए तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा।
और बच्चों के लिए पेरेंट्स क्या सोचते हैं उनके बारे में, वो बहुत मैटर करता है।
बच्चों को रिस्पॉन्सिबल कैसे बनाएं? पीछे पढ़ना पड़ता है। अच्छा, पढ़ने के लिए पीछे पढ़ते रहे,
रिस्पॉन्सिबल कैसे बनाएं?
हाँ, कि वो अपने आप पढ़ रहे थे, ये है क्वेश्चन।
देखिए, उसके लिए बहुत सारी चीजें कर सकते हैं पेरेंट्स और बच्चे दोनों मिलके, कि हो सकता है वो बच्चा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी धीरे धीरे आती भी है बच्चों के अंदर एज दे ग्रो, सो डोंट एक्सपेक्ट टू मच फ्रॉम चिल्ड्रन। यू नो, अ मिस्टेक दैट लॉट ऑफ पेरेंट्स मेक इज दैट 5 साल 6 साल के बच्चे, उनसे एक्सपेक्टेशंस बहुत हाई है, और थोड़े मिडिल स्कूल में आए बच्चे तो उनसे इतनी एक्सपेक्टेशंस हो गई कि आपके मार्क्स फुल आने चाहिए, आपकी कॉपी भी एकदम नीट होनी चाहिए, और सारे टेस्ट आपके बढ़िया होने चाहिए, और क्लास में रिपोर्ट भी अच्छी। Don't have so many expectations and pressure. पहले अपने बच्चों को जाने, उनकी कितनी काबिलियत है, उनके अंदर क्या पोटेंशियल है, उसको encourage करिए, and you will find then they will also be interested. वो खुद इतने interested हो जाएंगे शेयर करने में, एक्साइटेड होंगे। और पेरेंट्स का रोल ये भी होता है कि उन चीजों को इंटरेस्टिंग बनाए। देखिए, 3 घंटे 2 घंटे बैठ के बच्चा सिर्फ पढ़ रहा है और याद कर रहा है, just rote learning. This is not interesting at all. So you can make the study also interesting. So you can teach them in a very innovative manner. So you can take them to like बाहर ले जाएं, उन चीजों को दिखाएं। For example, history का अगर lesson है, even if they can visit certain places, they can see, they can be motivated to that. And also read out stories to them when they get inspirations, and ask them what they want to do, what they love doing. जब हम ज्यादा कॉन्वर्सेशन बच्चों के संग करते हैं तो बच्चों को एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता है एक्सप्रेस करने। जब वो एक्सप्रेस करते हैं देन दोनों के लिए अच्छा होता है, पेरेंट्स और बच्चों के लिए, एंड देन दे आर एबल टू फाइंड आउट पाथ्स व्हाट टू डू।
आई थिंक पेरेंट्स को ये भी बच्चों को समझाना चाहिए कि रोट लर्निंग जो है वो कहीं पर भी आगे काम नहीं आएगी। अगर कंसेप्ट समझ आता है, वो क्लैरिटी है, तभी आगे वो हम अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, है ना। क्योंकि मैंने देखा है बच्चों को जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ पढ़ना है, दे स्टडी, मार्क्स आ गए एंड बाद में भूल गए।
वो अगर आप सिर्फ रोट लर्निंग कर रहे हैं तो भूल जाते हैं। बट अगेन, some of our education system is such that some portion is like that. You have to learn and write, but always encourage कि वो subject को, topic को interesting बनाए। और आजकल teachers बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं, teachers and
smart board,
teachers are really working hard, lessons are becoming so interesting, so are the parents. I see such involvement of parents कि वो बच्चों को concept समझाने के लिए इतना involved हो जाते हैं कि वो बच्चे का इंटरेस्ट सस्टेन करना, जितना बच्चा इंटरेस्टेड रहेगा उतना वो और जानना चाहेगा। तो क्यूरोसिटी को हमेशा सस्टेन रखिए बच्चे के अंदर। सो बच्चे का जो व्हाई, नेवर गेट टायर्ड ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस। जितना बच्चा क्वेश्चंस पूछेगा उसको आंसर करें, नहीं आता है तो ढूंढें, उनको बताएं। तो बच्चे की जो जिज्ञासा है, क्यूरोसिटी, दैट विल लीड टू द इंटरेस्ट एंड देयर परफॉर्मेंस आल्सो। And of course, making a schedule. It's very important that parents make a very fixed timetable for children. Children like it. कि अभी खेलने का टाइम है, पढ़ने का टाइम है, और आप टाइमली होमवर्क कर लिया तो बच्चों को अच्छा लगता है। अगर आप बिल्कुल छोड़ देते हैं तो even children get confused, and then they slide down. Then they take it so lightly that they don't know it's okay to study. It's okay to It's a very fine balance. You don't have to pressurize the child. You just have to support them, create the right environment, and also understand your own child. कि उस बच्चे की नीड क्या है, and compare ना करें कि दूसरे बच्चे कर रहे हैं तो वही चीज आपके बच्चे कर रहे हैं।
पढ़ाई जो आती है क्योंकि उनको पता रहता है कि व्हाट इज द स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट एंड व्हाट इज द वीक पॉइंट ऑफ द चाइल्ड। एग्जाम के टाइम पर वही जो उनका इतना टाइम स्पेंड करने से पता चलता है, सोल्यूशन जो होता है वो काम आता है। और रेगुलर टेस्ट जो है अगर पेरेंट्स ले बच्चों को तो आई थिंक वो काफी हेल्पफुल रहता है ना। उससे एक बच्चे के अंदर एक वो रहता है कि हाँ टेस्ट है, पढ़ना है, तो वो थोड़ा स्ट्रेस जो है आई थिंक वो गुड स्ट्रेस होता है जो काम आता है। गुड स्ट्रेस। Okay. How much sleep is required? What happens if you sleep less than what our body requires?
Yeah, like I said, 8 hours minimum. Good sleep. And for good sleep, I mean without any distractions, and they sleep well. And good sleep will give you, it helps in the memory and concentration, and also rejuvenates the whole body, refreshes your body to cope up with challenges and demands again. Important.
Next question बहुत interesting है. पूजा करना, प्रेयर करना कितना हेल्प करता है एग्जाम स्ट्रेस?
पूजा करना, हेल्प, प्रेयर करना. देखिए, it's a very personal choice. When we pray, या हम पूजा करते हैं कुछ बैठ के या chant करते हैं, that's also a kind of connecting with self. आप उस वक्त इतना कुछ हो रहा है आपके इर्द गिर्द, आपके एनवायरनमेंट में पढ़ाई चल रही है, चीजें चल रही हैं, अगर आप उतना 5 minutes 10 minutes सिर्फ बैठ के प्रेयर करते हैं, तो दैट्स अ वेरी वेरी टाइम विद योरसेल्फ इन द deity with whom you're connecting. So spiritual activity like praying or chanting, it's very good because that helps you take out, it's like a pause between so many things, stressful things that's happening in your life. So it's a healthy practice.
As a parent, how do I recognize my child is not studying and just fooling us? We get very stressed. What to do? I think बहुत parents से face करते हैं.
उसका वही तरीका है to have a open communication channel with your children. So the more you talk to your child, the more open the environment will be,
the more
you understand the child, and more comfortable the child will be. So they will not hide. They will not hide anything. So even if they are not being able to study, they will tell you, पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है, मन नहीं पढ़ने. So you can help the child. Okay, अभी नहीं मन कर रहा है, या concept, कोई नया concept पढ़ा दिया, या नई चीज बता दी, या जो चीज नहीं समझ में आ रही है उसको नई तरीके से पढ़ा दिया, तो वो आप पहचान सकते हैं. But in case there are cases where you doubt that बच्चा पढ़ रहा है 4 घंटे किताब लेके, but पढ़ नहीं रहा है, the child is still not studying. That is a good moment to have a quiet moment with your child. कि आप चुपचाप बैठें अपने बच्चे के साथ बातचीत करें कि I'm with you. What is the problem that you're facing? Why are you not being able to study? Are you tired? So there are a lot of questions that a parent can address, because जो दिख रहा है हो सकता है वो नहीं हो रहा हो सकता है कोई इशू से परेशान हो बच्चा, हो सकता है डांट खाई है कहीं पर, लड़ाई हुई है, कितनी इश्यूज से गुजरते हैं बच्चे, स्पेशली द टीनेजर्स. It's a very interesting phase of their life, and there are a lot of distractions, a lot of things, aspirations, their identity, and so many things happening in the brain also. And emotions and hormones. So it is important to get involved with your child. जितना टाइम अपने बच्चों के संग आप बिताएंगे, उतना बेहतर आप बच्चों को समझ पाएंगे और उनकी प्रॉब्लम्स को भी सॉल्व कर सकते हैं.
तो फिर ये फूलिंग वाला तो बात आएगी.
हाँ, फिर नहीं आएगी.
Okay. Kids nowadays remain glued to the phone, iPad screen. They say it's their way of unwinding and reducing stress. How do you prevent internet addiction in children?
The best way, of course, is to have a fixed, understanding again, have a dialogue with your child, and decide that there are certain limited time that is allowed. Here, when I say allowed, it's again with understanding that the child also says, okay, I need to connect for 15 minutes, 20 minutes per hour, and this is what I'm going to do. And for parents, it's important that they also monitor what the children are doing with them. It's a responsibility that they also need to exercise, that they need to check बच्चे क्या कर रहे हैं, तो कितने घंटे बिता रहे हैं, because it's a big distraction and it takes away a lot of time from their study or even other activities. So maybe in that time child can play. So instead they're just sitting and sitting on the net. So उसको छुड़ाने का तरीका ये है कि अगर बच्चों को आदत पड़ गई है ज्यादा, तो आप उनसे बातचीत करिए, उनको समझाइए कि उसका इफेक्ट क्या होता है. And the children also tend to eat a lot, junk food when they are just sitting and snacking, and they're also just sitting. So you have to encourage them and motivate them to exercise, to move, and do some interesting activities like dance or play some games, some sports. So you have to guide them towards that, and also limit the time. So that's where parents can actually put a certain time limit. But okay, you can only sit for an hour in a day, and
I think parents और बच्चों की understanding है.
बीच की बात है.
कि उन्होंने बोला तो you give the phone or the tab or whatever, and then कुछ time बाद तुमने वापस मांगे and the child gives it back.
And the child also has their own self-responsibility. And they understand that if I'm sitting, so many times children do come, they say it's a big distractor. I'm unable to come out of, WhatsApp में है तो chatting चल रहा है, or they're just sitting on the any social media and they're just at it for hours. So it is important that they also realize that अगर मैं 1 घंटा यहाँ पे बचा लेती तो मैं इतना कुछ नहीं कर सकती. So that part they themselves have to realize and make a list that what are my distractions? Am I spending too much time here and can I cut down on that? But yes, if it's become a habit and it's become like an addiction, again you need to go and take help from an expert to get rid of this, and that will help the child.
Okay. अभी तो हमने बात करी एग्जाम स्ट्रेस पर स्ट्रेस और बहुत सारे ऐसे डेली प्रॉब्लम या कुछ सीरियस प्रॉब्लम्स के बारे में हमारी वेबसाइट पर भी बहुत इंफॉर्मेशन है. आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू द व्यूअर्स हु हैव जॉइंड अस to please go visit our website. www.thamhealth.in is the URL. Do visit us. Okay, so moving forward, the next question is, are there any specific foods that should be consumed during exam time? Diet.
Definitely less fatty and sugary food. You can totally avoid or just cut down on that. Increase fresh food. Increase fresh fruits and vegetables. So raw vegetables like salad, lots of portions of fruits and nuts, and you can have fresh fruit shakes. That is good. You can have coconut water. You can have fresh lemonade. That's very good. Have a lot of water. That helps. And as far as food, I would say any healthy fresh food जो रूटीन खाना है वो खाइए. फैट्स कम करिए, शुगरी फूड कम कर दीजिए एकदम. ये नहीं कि आप स्वीट, चॉकलेट, आइसक्रीम्स मतलब एकदम इतना खा रहे हैं कि
और जो भी है हमारा
it also creates an imbalance inside. So you are very very dull and your output gets diminished also. And it affects your concentration levels as well. So that can be cut down. But whatever is a healthy plate, Indian food is very healthy. So have the regular food. If you can't eat large portions at one time, you can break down in smaller portions and have that.
Okay. What is your take on tuitions? Parents these days are too busy in their jobs, and they usually send their child for tuitions, which doesn't leave any time for self-study. What do you say? What is your take on tuitions?
See, tuitions, again, it's a personal choice. If you feel there's a need, and like you just said, parents are going there at their workplace, so they're not being able to help their children. And children do need help in certain subjects. So it's okay to go for a tutor who can help them, guide them, clear all their concepts and everything. It is good. But yes, the trend to put a child in like 10 tuitions and leaving no time for the child to rest or even self-study, that's a bad idea. So you have to create the right balance where only if the child needs help, you send the child for for tuition, or a tutor comes and helps the child with those subjects, and make sure that the child still has time for self-study, which is
100% tuitions पे dependent होना is not the right choice.
Because children also, tend to then take it easy that okay, वहाँ cover हो जाएगा, अपनी पढ़ाई छोड़ देते हैं. और जब तक आप खुद self study नहीं करेंगे, you cannot make any difference to your performance. So it's not like a pill that your tutor is going to give you and you want to eat it and you want to perform. Ultimately, you have to perform. So take care of yourself. So self-care is very important, along with the fact that you study, you take help and guidance from tutors. Come and create a timetable where you can revise and study those concepts. Then you eat well, you exercise, you relax, you talk, and you also review your study patterns as to how much needs, which subjects needs more attention, whether you need to revise for, revise certain subject 2 times, 3 times. All that needs to be, put your mind into. So get involved with your study and your exams instead of fearing it.
Okay, so जिन लोगों ने हमें अभी ज्वाइन किया है, एक चीज और, एग्जाम स्ट्रेस पॉपुलर डिमांड पे हमने लिया है, पर अगर आपको और किसी टॉपिक पर चाहते हैं कि हम पैनल लाइव करें दोबारा, तो 8527940940 इज द नंबर जहां आप हमें व्हाट्सएप करके एडवाइस कर सकते हैं, या हमारी वेबसाइट पर भी आप हमारे को कम्युनिटी सेक्शन पर पोस्ट कर सकते हैं अपने कुछ भी डाउट्स होंगे तो. ठीक है. Okay, so next question we have. Many a times, many children go for suicidal acts under exam stress. Are there any indicators so that parents can recognize early?
Yes, this is very important. Begin with have the communication channel with your children always open. Do not judge them. Do not pressurize them. Do not air your expectations. Because children will try to conform. Children want the parents to be happy. तो बच्चे उस pressure को अपना एक mission बना लेते हैं. My parents need me to see doing well, so they take a lot of pressure. And also there's a trend that we keep encouraging, और हम शाबाशी देते थे जब बच्चों को, जब वो अच्छा करते हैं. So all the time we're saying very good, very good, very good. So what happens is that the child learns that only when I'm good will I be loved, or only being good is good. If I don't perform well, I will not be loved. I will not, then I will not be respected or cared for. So the child की जो mind है वो धीरे धीरे ऐसे mold होता है. This is their attitude changes. The belief systems are set while what kind of response they're getting from the surroundings, be it school, their parents or their caregivers. So it is important to be very careful about what it's good to encourage a child, but it is not okay to air your expectations that तुमको इस बार 100 लाने हैं, you have to get 90. So that you're giving a lot of pressure to the child. Maybe the child is doing very well, they're putting their best even when they're getting 80. So let the child pull up that to 80, 85, 90 themselves, and with all the resources, rather than mentally that, I have to. So gradually when the child starts taking this pressure, whether it's a pressure of performance, of self-belief, self-confidence, self-esteem, because each time the child is unable to perform, it's also affecting the child's self-esteem and confidence. And that keeps collecting, and it keeps moving in the mind. And if they don't have an outlet of talking to the parents or the counselor, school counselor, it's all in the mind. And बच्चों का मन बहुत tender होता है, so it just stays there. And they're very good in masking. वो आपके सामने अपने पेरेंट्स को कभी नहीं दिखाएंगे, वही दिखाएंगे कि वो बहुत खुश हैं, वो सब कुछ ठीक है, in front of the face there, like everything is fine. And yet they'll be going through a lot of emotional problems inside. So be on the lookout if you find your child's behavior changing suddenly, if the child is not participating in, say, home, family get-togethers, avoiding social contact, not being part of groups, if the teacher is reporting that बच्चा थोड़ा aloof रह रहा है, lonely है, interest नहीं ले रहा, there's lots of interest, even things when the child was enjoying so much and suddenly there's a drop there. These are some of the symptoms that you can be on the lookout. But again, you're the best judge. The parents are the best judge, and the more you observe the child, the more involved you are with the child, and the more you talk with your child and provide a space जहाँ बच्चे बेझिझक बात कर सके, अच्छा बुरा दोनों, फेलियर और अपनी अचीवमेंट्स के बारे में, उससे बेहतर कुछ नहीं हो सकता. And that will also curtail all these thoughts that children, of self-doubt, that insecurity, self-esteem, confidence जो गिरता है बच्चों का, वो नहीं होगा. And positivity आएगी. Encourage them to respect them for who they are, rather than just based on their performance. I think that will help a lot.
How can I help kid? He is addictive to mobile gaming. Especially this PUBG children are getting addicted to the game. How can we help our children so that they can focus on studies? PUBG it's all over the place.
So, well, it's a bad trend that. But again, like I said, if you have certain rules that this is the amount of time that you're going to spend on gaming or this. So I think there, if the parents are able to make the child understand that you could do more interesting things instead of this, and you can just play, say, for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then the addiction will not happen. It's only when children are left alone. Many times what parents do is खुद busy हैं, तो वो बच्चों को busy रखने के लिए, they give their mobile phones, they're okay, बच्चा एक जगह बैठ के खेल रहा है, so उनको आदत पड़ जाती है, 1 घंटा 2 घंटा 3 घंटे बच्चे खेल रहे हैं. So don't do that. Good idea is to read books, play some games, enroll them in some physical activity like sports, yoga classes, whatever the child shows interest in, instead of just sitting. I always feel just for the child is the best time for them to grow. So the more they're moving, the more they're exercising and playing, the better it is for their health. So try and encourage that.
I think it's time to conclude.
Okay.
I think हमने बहुत questions का आंसर करे, और I think जो भी लोग हमें देख रहे हैं एग्जाम स्ट्रेस के बारे में, उनको अब तो कोई एग्जाम का स्ट्रेस नहीं होगा और बच्चों के कैसे डील करना है वो भी एक आइडिया हो गया ड्यूरिंग एग्जाम्स. सो हम आपका इंतजार करेंगे. आपके और क्वेश्चन, आपके कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, आप हमसे शेयर कर सकते हैं व्हाट्सएप नंबर पे. मैं एक बार प्लीज फिर रिपीट कर रही हूँ, प्लीज नोट 8527940940 इज द नंबर. और आप हमारे को रीच आउट कर सकते हो हमारी वेबसाइट पर भी, www.famhealth.in is the URL. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere you want, we are there. Till then, next time हम दोबारा मिलते हैं. Stay healthy, stay safe.